Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mass Effect 3 and the insanity of Victor Shepard. Hello Severin, welcome to stream. So last time we did a bunch of shit on the Citadel. Um, Errands for Aria, other things, did some search and rescue, and that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So today, we're going straight into combat. Because we're going... What the... Microsoft, I don't want that. Go away. Sorry, a pop-up popped on my laptop where Microsoft's like, look at what you did on June 8th. It's like, shut up, go away. But we're going to Sarkash. Primarch Victus has called for a war summit and has taken the unusual step of including the Krogan. Rendezvous with the Solarian ship and use the Normandy as neutral ground for the summit. Technically, the Normandy is not neutral ground because of the four major factions that are actually trying to do something about this. Humanity, or the Systems Alliance, definitely has a vested interest in, securing the resources necessary to build the big fuck off Deus Ex Machina button. But between the Krogan, Solarians, and Turians, humanity has the least amount of dogs in the fight, so I guess that's how we're neutral. Let's do a quick checkup on our war assets at the moment. We are at 3,135 war assets, just short of the minimum needed. But we're not even to Act 2 of the game yet, so we're doing pretty good, actually. Alright. So let's see here. Irune would be in the Atheon cluster, if I recall, and that's something we need to get eventually. But we don't need to get it now. And we'll get this when we get our mission to pop up. Alright. Excuse me. Now this mission is going to be tough. I've never done this one on Insanity before. And I'm not necessarily worried about me dying. I'm more worried about the containment field protecting Morden and Eve failing before I'm able to, kill all the Cerberus people that are trying to destroy the containment field. So we're going to abuse the quick save. Alright. Sarkash. The Solarian homeworld has been likened to the jungles of Earth. Pretty to look at, teeming with life, and uncomfortable to live in, and dangerous to the unwary. The technophilic Solarians had a significant pollution and waste problems early in the development of their society. They also embraced social solutions just as quickly, and through complex breeding rules, Sarkash now maintains a crowded but sustainable population. The planet tends to be wetter than Earth, and Solarian cities spare no expense to collect and provide fresh water, as one might expect from an amphibious species. Due to Sarkash's location in the galaxy far from dark space, it is yet to be invaded by the Reapers. But its rulers are all too aware that they are in the path of attack. Because they cannot strike the first blow, as their military doctrine suggests, many already consider their forces at a severe disadvantage. Population 10.3 billion. Population on orbital stations 1.1 million. Orbital distance from the star is about 1 astronomical unit. Orbital period is about 1.2 Earth years. Day length 21.5 Earth hours. And surface temp, I'm going to convert it to freedom. 77 degrees Celsius on average, or degrees Fahrenheit on average. I said I was going to convert it to freedom, and then I said Celsius. I'm awake, guys. Now, if I recall lore right, Sarkesh and the Solarians are actually low on the priority target list for the Reapers. Because one, they know about their military doctrine from Saren. And the Solarian military doctrine is this: if they cannot make the decisive first blow, they're probably not going to fight. And we can actually see this in play in Mass Effect Andromeda, where the only arc to surrender to the Ket was the Solarian one, Arc Perchero, because they didn't feel like they could do the knockout blow. I mean, they're an arc, so they're unarmed, but, you know, every other arc, when they ran into problems, overcame them in some way. The humans found another way out. The Turians ejected their cryopods while driving the arc to where it was supposed to go. Because, you know, they're bullheaded. And the Asari just woke everybody up because they can ride out the storm. They have long lifespans. And, you know, just biotically beat the shit out of the borders. But yeah, in the Reaper War, Sarkesh is not a high priority target because the Solarians, or as far as the Reapers know, will not be able to put up a very effective fight because they don't fight head to head, and you can't really outmaneuver the Reapers, and there's no way you're going to win an intelligence war against them. So that's all the Solarians' cards as far as they know. And Solarians themselves are not very good candidates for reaperification into zombie troops. The humans just have endurance. That's why the husks are able to go for so long, despite the fact they're weaker than the other ones. There's just a shit ton of them, and, well, their endurance is remarkable. They don't really need much augmentation on that one. The Turians, well, they're Turians. They have natural armor, brilliant tactical minds, and they're just naturally strong. The Krogan are the fucking Krogan. It's hard enough trying to kill a Krogan on their own. You make them into a brute, they're even worse. The Asari, I mean, they're naturally biotic. Of course the Reapers are going to want that. The Batarians, just like the humans, good shock troops. Hell, even the Elcor would make fantastic artillery platforms. But the Solarians, they're squishy. They have no natural combat advantages for the Reapers. So, Sarkesh never actually gets conquered. Because it's not worth it. Alright. The diplomatic ships of the Solarians, Turians, and Krogan float far away from one another, out of weapon range. Messages sent by each faction indicate that they would welcome the Normandy as a neutral meeting ground for their diplomats. Probably because Shepard's on board. The fact that they have not agreed on a ship to serve as a neutral meeting point before now does not bode well for the negotiations. Alright, let's get this shit show on the road. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Commander, the Solarian Dalatras and Krogan clan chief are ready to come aboard.
Have them brought to the conference room. And hope this doesn't start another war.
The Krogan is in no position to make demands.
The Krogan has a name. Urdnot Rex. And I'm not just some junkyard Varen you unleash whenever you're in. I've got my own problems. Reaper scouts have arrived on Tuchanka. So why should I care if a few Turians go extinct?
Trying to draw out negotiations will get you nowhere, Rex. I have no time for it. Just tell us what you want.
I'll tell you what I need. A cure for the genophage.
Absolutely not. The genophage is non-negotiable.
Alright, so basically, as I'm sure most of you who have seen this before already know, the two main belligerents here are going to be the Krogan and the Solarians. The Dalatras is non-negotiable, genophage, good, fuck you Krogan, you're worse than the Reapers. Not a very good position. Rex, being an opportunist, sees this as the perfect time to cure the genophage. And curing the genophage is non-negotiable for him. If no cure, his people are going to go extinct anyway. So he's like, well, fuck it. If I'm going extinct, why should I care about the rest of you guys? And in fact, if you sabotage the cure while he's still alive, he follows through on that threat. Shepard and Victus are the ones that are willing to negotiate. However, they both quickly form a side. Because one of these sides is actually, reasonable. You do this for me, and I will 100% join you in your fight against the Reapers. I just want to make sure that my people will survive the aftermath. The other one is wanting to, well, her species doesn't have noses, but cut off her nose to spite her face, to use a human phrase. So guess what the two reasonable ones are going to be siding with?
Why are you so opposed to the idea, Dalatras?
Because my people uplifted the Krogan. We know them best.
You mean you used us to fight a war you couldn't win? It wasn't the Solarians, or the Asari, or even the Turians that stopped the Rachni. It was Krogan blood that turned the tide.
And after that, you ceased to be useful. The genophage was the only way to keep your urges in check.
Dalatras, you may not like him, but Rex is right. Insulting him won't change that.
I won't apologize for speaking the truth. We uplifted the Krogan to do one thing: wage war. It's all they know because it's all we wanted them to know.
Dalatras actually has a point. The Solarians uplifted the Krogan long before they were ready. And they uplifted them to do one thing: kill the Rachni. So is it any wonder that a species that was hyper-aggressive because they live on a fucking death world has a high population rate because they live on a fucking death world and they're not the apex predator. And who was brought into the society just to fight their wars, is it any wonder that they rebelled? Because, overexpansion, other races didn't like that, so they said, no, you can't do that. And they're kind of like, well, fuck you, we already beat your biggest threat. What can you do to stop us? So yeah, early on, the genophage was a last resort weapon. It was deployed to correct the numbers. Whether or not you believe that was the right thing or not, who knows? But its effects are a lot longer lasting than, because again, the Krogan live on a fucking death world and they are not the apex predator. Whereas, even though the Solarians have a high birth rate, they don't live on a death world. Quite the opposite, actually. So, it's fine for them. For the Krogan, they need everybody they can get on Tuchanka. And cutting the birth rate to 1 in 1,000. Also factoring in the fact that the Krogan culture wasn't allowed to evolve on its own and mature, you basically have guaranteed extinction.
Your people should have thought the matter through then. Was it really a surprise that Krogan revolted?
That's precisely my point, Commander. We made a rash decision. We turned to the Krogan in desperation. It's the same mistake you're about to make today. No good can come from curing the genophage.
Here's where the Dalatras is wrong. All else being equal, she would be right in the fact that we're turning to the Krogan in desperation so they can fight the Reapers. The difference is this time, things are different. One, it's the fucking Reapers. We kind of don't have a choice. Two, the Krogan aren't going to be fighting alone. They're going to be fighting alongside the Turians and the humans. And eventually the Asari. And possibly the Solarians. And Geth. And Quarians. You get the picture. In the Arachni Wars, the Krogan were pretty much fighting by themselves. And that makes all the difference because as a warrior culture, if the Krogan see you fighting, bleeding, and dying alongside them for a common cause, they're going to treat you more like equals. Because you're not hiding behind them, you're fighting with them. Third, we have Rex. Rex has learned from the Krogan's mistake, and he's spent the better part of 3 years dragging Krogan society forward to try and, reform their culture so they can, survive in galactic society without, trying to conquer everything they see. Hello, Cross. Welcome to stream. Not to mention, as we'll soon find out, there's another Krogan that we're going to meet that shares Rex's mindset and will have just as much political power over the Krogans as Rex. So all these factors combined, yeah, we're turning to the Krogan in desperation so galactic society survive. But unlike against the Arachni, this time the Krogan aren't going to revert to their conquest ways. Because, one, they will see the other races as equals because they're fighting against the strongest alien, or the strongest monsters known to the galaxy. And the Krogan respect that. Two, we have the right leaders in place. So, no, the Krogan deserve a cure.
The Krogan have paid for
Hi,
this.
Ross.
The genophage has gone
Welcome
on
to stream.
long enough.
1,476 years, if you're keeping track.
It was 1,000 years of peace, free from these brutes.
I wouldn't say peace.
Enough. Whether or not they deserve a cure is academic. It would take years to formulate one.
My information says otherwise. A Solarian scientist, Malin, grew a conscience. He was on my planet, testing a cure on our females.
I remember.
Yeah,
His methods were barbaric.
that's right, Cross.
What you didn't know is that other females survived his experiments. So the Dalatress here sent in a team to clean up the whole mess and to take them prisoner.
Where did you get this? It could be a fabrication.
Don't insult me. Those are my people. They're immune to the genophage, and you're going to give them back.
Dalatras, is this true?
How will curing the genophage benefit my people?
You get fucking Krogan shock troops that will rip the reaperfied troops' heads off. You get time bought so your scientists can build the fuck off nuke. That's what you get from it, you fucking simpleton.
How long do you think you'll last alone against the Reapers? Because if you don't help, that's how it'll end up.
And I'll be the last friendly Turian you ever
Dalatras
see.
has her head stick up
What's
there.
it gonna be?
Yep.
The females are being kept at one of
No, the Dalatras is a female.
on Surkash. But I warn you, Commander, the consequences of this will be felt for centuries.
Will be nothing compared to what happens if the Reapers win.
A rare renegade
Females.
They're
moment
not setting
for
foot
Victor.
on Surkash. This will take time.
It happens now. As a council specter, Shepard can oversee the exchange.
Does the replacement
We're
council
going.
member react the same? The Dalatras is
I won't forget
isn't
A
around
bully has
in
few
Mass
friends
Effect
when
1.
he needs them most.
But the replacement council does. I mean, they say that they kind of owe Shepard their jobs, but by the same token, they don't trust Shepard not to sacrifice them. Alright, so we are definitely bringing Garrus. Could bring Liar. Let's bring Javik. We haven't brought him around yet. Okay, so we're going to keep this armor. And the current. And then the Bishamon. We're gonna keep with what we got. Alright. Garrus, we're gonna keep the Chrysay sniper rifle, but we're going to give him a new weapon. Archangel's Typhoon. This is the gun that will ascend Garrus to God. There we go. Actually, instead of that, we're going to give him capacity. hospital for after 30% dead. Yeah. As much as I hate the Dalitras, we do need the Solarians. Because they're some of the best scientific minds in the galaxy. So, Cross is right. We need to put petty differences aside in order to survive. Alright. You can get the M11 suppressor. And then your gun is actually going to be the one that you know the best. Particle rifle. Yeah. Fortunately, though, this is just fictional, so, you know. Being mad at a fictional character, I mean, it's a lot easy. It's a lot more healthy to vent rage at a fictional character than to vent rage at actual people. And to be honest, the Solarian Dalitras here was deliberately written to be a hate sink. She was written to not be likable. You're supposed to hate her. Alright, we'll do damage. More damage. More damage. Alright, Dark Channel is going to be his main. Pull. And we'll actually do lift grenade for him, because slam isn't that great. Yeah. There is definitely value in finding a nice, quiet, secluded spot to just force vent all the pent-up stress and stuff. I totally get that. That's why I play video games. Detonate. And recharge. Yeah, I know that this current
This is the
platform
Solarian
isn't
home.
exactly in the best
We
shape.
aren't used to seeing Krogan here, so let's keep it simple.
So I've been
We land,
thinking
we go
about
before anyone changes their mind.
migrating.
I still don't trust a word
I
they
just don't
say.
know where. I mean, the logical choice would be YouTube. Because I already have a account there. And it would be relatively easy to get my consoles to connect to YouTube. But yeah. For the moment, we're staying with Twitch just because my audience is here. All my stuff's here, so. But I have been thinking about it.
Let diplomacy play out, Rex. You'll get what you want.
These females are the best and probably last hope for my people.
We'll bring them home, Rex. You've waited long enough.
I don't know about that one. I've
A lifetime.
not really looked into it
Appreciate
much.
the assist, Garrus.
Figured you'd gone soft sitting on your throne. Forgot how to hold a gun.
He wouldn't be king then, would he?
Who's that?
He's a Prothean.
Sometimes I'm not sure if the Normandy's a warship or a traveling freak show. But as long as he can hold a gun.
Commander, I have the Solarian base on sensors.
Set her down.
Now, just for familiarity's sake, if I had to move off of Twitch, I would probably go to YouTube.
Tell them the Dolatress authorized this herself.
Answer computer.
I knew they'd never keep their word. Let's see them try to stop a Krogan airdrop.
Rex!
We have an unauthorized landing.
I like the pause between that.
You to hold my race hostage.
That's right, people forget Rex is a biotic. Although bullets have longer range.
Halt! Stand down! Hold your fire! Commander Shepard, restrain your colleague. We only found out about this transfer a few moments ago.
I'd like to avoid a diplomatic incident,
As would we.
but you have something valuable to Rex.
Something worth dying for.
This matter can be resolved, but I must insist he remain under guard.
I can handle this, Rex.
Anything goes wrong and all bets
Just
are
trust
off.
me, Rex. I haven't forgotten my promise that I made all the way back on
I'm
Vermeer.
Paddock Wicks, and I appreciate your understanding, Commander. With war on everyone's minds, our people are on edge.
It's probably a good thing Liara's not here.
Careful! Watch the containment shield!
Brings back memories.
They were much smaller in my cycle.
As you can see, this base contains sensitive information.
What kind of work goes on here?
Evolutionary trials, morphological simulations, exogenetic assessments.
Nothing is ever simple with Solarians, is it?
Science has always been our best defense. The research we do here has kept Surkesh safe for millennia.
Mm-hmm, like studying Krogan.
Does that include studying lost Krogan?
The females were in poor health when we found them on Tuchanka. They were brought here to stabilize their condition.
This whole planet smells wrong.
I'd like to see them.
Of course, I'll need to clear you for the lower levels. Give me a few moments and meet me near the elevator.
Alrighty, well, let's see here.
This is where all you Solarians come from, huh? No wonder. Shepard, I don't like this. I should be the one going in.
How about you stay here and we only fight one war at a time?
That was just good old-fashioned Krogan hot air. If it had been real, they'd be dead.
And
I
you'd
hope
have a
that's not
bullet
easy
shot
fix.
through your head.
Maybe when this war is over, you can come live on Tuchanka. You'd fit right in.
Who tipped you off about the females here?
Sorry, Shepard, but they're listening to every word we say. I prefer my Solarian liver served raw.
I like the looks.
He is correct. It was a delicacy in our cycle.
They're just like, wait, what? The fear adds spice. I think he says that line in the Citadel DLC.
Back on the Normandy, you said Reapers were sighted on Tuchanka.
Clans Jorgal and Ravenor sighted a few landing parties. The Reapers are up to something. Tuchanka may be a pile of radioactive rubble, but it's our pile. And we'll fight to the last Krogan to keep it that way.
Radioactive?
Garrus. I have to make friends with the one Turian in the galaxy who thinks he's funny.
Imagine how I feel. I'm supposed to hate Krogan, but you came along and warmed my heart with your winning personality.
I could throw a few Solarians off a cliff, if it'll make you feel better.
It actually might. I love how Rex and Garrus kind of become bash bros. I mean, they're not as good as bros as Garrus and Shepard are, but, you know.
What do you know about these females?
They weren't fertile, so we used them as decoys to draw off enemies from the ones who were. But Malin's experiments changed that. These damn Pyjaks stole them right out from under us.
That's a pretty brutal way to treat your women, Rex.
The females suggested it. We've had to make a lot of tough choices to ensure we don't all die off.
Your females are wise.
It's just one more thing that'll get better when the genophage is cured.
Yeah. Or who do you mean, Garrus and Rex, or Garrett, or Rex and Javik?
Are the Krogan ready to fight the Reapers?
Ever since Sovereign showed up, I figured this day would come. My people have spent too much time selling ourselves out as mercenaries. Now we can get back to doing what Krogan do best, saving everyone else from giant monsters.
Never going to let us forget about the Rachni Wars, are you?
The last time I was at the Citadel, I didn't see a Turian statue in your honor.
Just wait till this war is over.
It's been good talking to you again, Rex.
It'll be even better when we have a few Solarians for lunch.
They're just like, I'm right here. And I'm 85% sure Rex is just talking shit. But it is canon that the Krogan will see, or they're quite willing to eat other sentient beings. Because, you know, on Tachanka, well, can't let it go to waste.
A cipher analyst over in Intel told me the Turians can't hold out much longer. He's hearing the Reapers have them against the wall.
The Turians are the biggest fleet in the galaxy.
And we're only a few Mass Effect relays away from the whole mess.
Commander Shepard, I'm Lieutenant Tolan. I've heard about your exploits against the Reapers.
All of it good, I hope.
Your mission on Vermeer holds special renown in STG. The assistance you lent our team tipped the balance. But now, I'm not so sure.
Okay.
It sounds like you don't agree with what I'm doing here.
You're upsetting a balance of power that stood for 1,000 years.
Newsflash, the balance of power
you're ill-prepared to face a
was already...
Krogan.
The Krogan aren't the problem anymore. The Reapers are.
For now. But once the Reapers are dealt with, history will repeat.
No, I'm gonna do the other thing.
Like you don't agree.
You're upsetting a balance, and if you succeed...
The Solarians uplifted the Krogan. You wanted them violent.
And then we neutered them when we realized our mistake. The same mistake you're making all over again.
Yeah, this guy's an asshole.
What did you hear about Vermeer?
You helped Captain Kirihei's squad destroy Saren's cure for the genophage. Which is ironic, considering you've come here to safeguard another cure. I wonder if Kirihei's men died in vain.
Saren was raising an army of Krogan slaves to fight his war. This is different.
Is it? Seems to me that's the same thing the Turians want.
Except the part about the slaves and the indoctrination and destroying the galaxy.
Thank you, Garrus. Saren wanted slaves. Victus wants a fucking ally. There is a big difference. The farther away from the slaughter, the more optimism replaces reality. Reality is often non-existent at the highest decision-making levels. This is especially true when you are losing the war. James Dunnigan. Or Dunnigan. That actually does apply here, Ross. Currently on the Citadel, other than the influx of refugees, the war has not reached the Citadel. And the war has not reached here on Sarkesh either. So their priorities are very much skewed. Notice how the Turians and the humans are the ones leading the charge against the Reapers, because both their homeworlds are already on fire. So they're like, yeah, this is a clear and present danger. We need to do everything we can against these guys, because everything we've got right now won't work. Meanwhile, the Asari and the Solarians, who are, the war hasn't reached them yet, and they're like, oh, we have time. We're going to play a little politics, and, you've got to do what we want, and...
What do you think about the experiments on the Krogan females?
I was part of the team that found them on Tachanka. I wanted them eliminated, but our scientists insisted we bring them back for study. I don't need science to tell me fertile Krogan will be dangerous. I hope we don't pay for misguided mercy.
I know another race that doesn't believe in mercy. They're called Reapers. Maybe you'd like to go work for them instead.
Damn, Garrus! That's a good bird.
Security seems high. Are you expecting trouble?
You've revealed the existence of Krogan who are immune to the genophage, Commander. Word will get out. We're now a prime target.
Garrus is great. He is the best companion. Second is Tally. Well, actually, they're the three best companions are Garrus, Tally, and Rex. Each for different reasons. Morden is also up there. So, yeah.
This is the only way to get the Krogan and Turians to cooperate.
And us? Will we pay for your political expediency?
Did you really think the Krogan wouldn't find out?
If there wasn't a traitor within our ranks, they wouldn't have. Somebody leaked the intel.
Yeah, Garrett. Well, like Shepard themselves say at the end of Mass Effect 3, there is no Shepard without Vicarian. Garrus is your ride or die. And even at your most renegade, he will still support you. He will voice some uncomfortability with some of the decisions you might make. But in the end, he also knows that it was a difficult choice, and you did what you had to do. At least that's what he tells himself.
Are the Solarians ready to fight the Reapers?
Best way to win a fight is to avoid it altogether. But now, this business with the Krogan, you may have drawn us into it.
You act like the Reapers are giving anyone a choice.
We'll see.
Oh my god. Alright, well...
Good day, Lieutenant.
I hope you can keep it that way, Commander.
Is it wrong that I kind of hope that he learns the hard way about this war?
Another incursion?
Air defenses report unidentified craft skirting our inbound.
Commander Shepard, it's Major Kirahi. I'd heard you were coming.
Good to see you again. Sounds like you've been promoted.
Yes, due in no small part to our mission on Vermire. Hold the line. You saved my men that day.
Good to see a friendly face, Major.
Garrus Vicarian. Always a pleasure. It seems the Reapers have a way of bringing us together.
Are the Solarians prepared for war with the Reapers?
I've heard what they're doing to your Earth. I'm not sure any species can prepare for that. Though rumors suggest you're building a superweapon of some kind.
Yep.
This business with the females is part of it. I need the Turian support, and they need the Krogans.
Which is why I never became a diplomat. Too much hand-holding. Leave it to the Dalatresses.
For Kirrahe, it would, since, you know, he's a soldier, he was like, big bad guy need build big gun. Why aren't we building big gun? Politics? That's fucking bullshit. Let's build the big gun.
How did you get posted to this base, Major?
I led the team on Tachanka that found the females. Nasty business. Malin may have meant well, but his operation was crude. Test subjects were unaccounted for. The females easily escaped his lab.
Also, Kirrahe isn't exactly 100% sure about the cure for the genophage, but he's pragmatic enough to know having Krogans fight Reapers is probably a good thing. And if worse comes worse and the Krogan do rebel afterwards, well, we've dealt with them once. We can figure out how to deal with them again. But the whole point is moot if the Reapers kill us all. So, yeah.
What do you think about bringing the female Krogan here?
Our scientists say it's important to preserve the females. Evolutionary paradigms. I say when people know you're hiding something valuable, they'll want to steal it. Either way, I have my orders. They'll be your problem soon enough.
I guess we're both still feeling the effects of Vermeer.
Yes, ironic. You destroyed the genophage cure, yet now it's the key to an alliance. Your standoff with Urdnot Rex is legend within STG.
Oh, Rex is here with me.
I'm sure you saw Rex's entrance.
Our colony's 3 systems away saw it.
He wasn't pleased with the reception. Can't say I blame him.
Apologies, but better that than a Krogan with a shotgun wandering the base. Think of all the casualties. Our medpay couldn't handle it.
Security seems high. Are you expecting trouble?
Our motto in STG is to always expect trouble. Failing that, create trouble for someone else. Our enemies have the same idea.
A good principle to live by.
Who's this?
He's a friend.
A Prothean.
Prothean. Of course. Amazing what they can do with genetic modification these days.
All right, Cross. Take care.
Commander, give the Reapers a good scare. And what are you really? Drell? Turian?
Prothean.
Oh. I see.
Nice seeing you again, Major.
Likewise. And Commander, regardless of what the politicians decide, you can count on my support retaking Earth.
You'd do that?
Consider it my way of returning a favor. It would be an honor to fight alongside you again. Good day.
That was a "oh God, you're serious" moment. I'm Prothean. Oh, that. Oh my God, you're serious. Yes.
Confirmation to the Dalatras. You have clearance now to see the females, Commander. I hope we can resolve this matter without reenacting the Krogan rebellions.
Now, in certain timelines, if you are dumb enough to get Morden killed, Paddock Wicks here is Rex's mole, or the Krogan's mole.
What do you think about handing over the Krogan?
I differ from most of my colleagues. Curing the genophage will bring closure to this issue. In the future, the Krogan may yet play some role we can't even imagine. We should let the evolutionary process decide who lives and dies, not galactic politics.
All right.
What type of work do you do here?
Evolutionary intervention. My government calls it uplifting, guiding the development of other species to suit our own purposes. Until recently, I evaluated life forms to determine whether they were suitable for uplift.
You don't anymore?
My work raised more questions than it answered. Now I'm searching for the underlying principle that directs evolution itself.
Sounds almost religious.
That sounds vaguely spiritual.
Just open-minded. Discovering the process of evolution is a major breakthrough in any species development.
So he's like the one Solarian's like, hey, maybe we should just let nature take its course and, you know, not play gods to other species.
What do you think about handing over the Krogan?
I differ from most of my colleagues.
Oh, yeah,
In the future, the Krogan. We should let the evolutionary...
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Of course. Proceed into the elevator when you're ready.
Alright. There's something... There's one console here that you used to be able to touch.
My friend said there was some sort of diplomatic summit, but the Asari
Maybe a mod took it out. Alright, that's fine.
bad blood with the Krogan.
For once, I agree with them. Only a fool would trust the Krogan.
Now take this elevator down, and someone will...
What's happening?
Looks like we've been found.
Sensors have picked up activity on the perimeter. Hurry, Commander. Someone will meet you below.
All specimens are accounted for, sir.
Shepard, excellent timing. Good to have you here.
Morton!
Morton. Eyesight still sharp. Surprise understandable. Hadn't expected to return to work.
You're back with STG.
Special consultant. Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong. Helped female Krogan. Fed information to Clan Erdnot. Encouraged political pressure to free females.
You must be Rex's inside source.
Yes, can explain later. Security warning's not normal. Need to get off-world for sake of Krogan.
Yeah, the load times are
Females had weakened immune
fast
systems.
because I'm running this 20-year-old game on a new PC.
These didn't survive.
But what about Malin's research? I thought we saved it.
Indeed, data saved, but not complete. Lacks crucial details to reconstruct cure, but still useful for synthesizing from living tissue. Couldn't save them.
Well, more like 15, 16-year-old game.
I'm sure you did everything you could, Morton.
Arrived too late. Cannot delay now. One survivor, immune to genophage, can synthesize cure from her tissue.
She's still here?
Yes, last hope for Krogan. If she dies, genophage cure... problematic.
Oh, he's...
Please be careful. Krogan's slow
He's
to...
definitely hurting about this.
I'm Commander Shepard, Alliance Navy.
Are you here to kill me?
That would serve no tactical purpose.
Erdnot, Rex, and I are here to take you home.
Why? What am I to you?
Have the Solarians been mistreating you?
Those are my sisters you saw back there. They died in a lot of pain.
Did the best we could.
And now I know I'm the only one left. That makes me dangerous to a lot of people. What about you, Commander Shepard? Why are you here?
Save the Krogan.
You're
To
the future
fulfill a
of the Krogan
promise.
race. I'm fighting for that.
Then I hope you brought an army.
Give me an update.
Outbound communications have been severed. We're cut off.
Secure all data to off-site location.
In Mass Effect 1,
We have multiple ships inbound.
you're tasked to destroy a curative of the genophage created by Saren. Rex doesn't like this, and in fact draws on you.
Only one survivor. It might be safer down here.
The Paragon way to get out of it is you convince him that that what you're destroying isn't really a cure. It would just make his people slaves again.
Release the female. We're leaving.
And part of it is you promise
No specimens.
that
Objection
you'll
accepted.
help him
Now, please
when
release
you get
Krogan.
the chance. Now we're fulfilling that promise.
Need to monitor pod as it clears quarantine procedures.
Yep, Cerberus. Always here to make things better.
Shepard. Likely Cerberus opposes genophage cure.
You'll see Tachanka again. I promise.
Get to elevator, Shepard.
Alright. Alright.
This isn't the time to delay, Commander.
Shut up.
Something's wrong with the elevator. It's not responding. There. Try it now, Commander.
Oh shit.
Oh crap. Get back!
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is there another way out of here?
Log, Morton Solus, 162. Shepard, Cerberus forces trying to locate female. Quarantine checkpoint under attack. Hurry! Females were obviously dying. Barbaric experiments. Malin's fault.
Shepard, we really need to get out of here.
Shepard, it's Rex. Took the shuttle. Do whatever it takes to get the female up to the landing pad.
Yep.
Make life miserable for Cerberus.
This looks worse than I thought.
Clear. There will be more. More incoming.
Don't let him take cover in the lab!
Easy to say, had to fight y'all face to face. Female isn't going to last long against this sort of biopower.
Yeah, well.
Cerberus in vicinity. Hurry!
We're on our way.
Alright.
Careful. There goes the next shadow broker.
Could have sworn he was muttering to Sony the whole time.
Alright, quick save.
Shepard, Cerberus troops at checkpoint, attempting to kill Krogan. Need assistance.
Oh shit.
Cerberus outside pod, Shepard. Need assistance.
You're under fire!
We have to get in there.
Shit.
Enemy still present. Pod under fire. Enemy still present. Pod under fire. Quickly, Shepard. Technician dead. Clear us through the checkpoint.
F5.
Are you okay?
Containment shield is holding. We'll try to repair if necessary. Can't speak for Krogan's health, however.
I'm fine, Commander.
Females kept secret. Possibly a mole in the STG. Could be indoctrinated. If no Krogan aligns with Turians, Reapers left unchallenged.
We'll do more than challenge them.
Meet us at next checkpoint. Server is likely to target.
Shit.
Hurry, next checkpoint.
Yeah, it'd be nice if the Normandy came in to help.
Shepard, last attack compromised security systems. Attempting to compensate.
Hang on. We're trying to get to you, Morton.
Yes, Shepard. Yes, Shepard. Cerberus isn't fooling around.
The end of a cycle always marks the beginning of chaos.
Yeah.
Commander, stay back. Hostiles just down the hall.
Is there an easier way around?
You could say that.
How do I not have one of those?
Oh, fucking turrets.
Looks like Cerberus got the bump. Head to head will get us ripped up, Shepard.
We may be able to strike them.
We have to take out those turrets.
They're all dead.
To the next checkpoint. I'm sure Cerberus isn't done.
Meow, meow, meow.
Morton was right. Cerberus must have been tipped off. They got here too fast.
Every war has its traitors.
Yeah. Every war does have a straight.
The enemy is persistent.
They're offensive! Find cover!
Stairs over there. They can give us the high ground.
I'm headed up top.
Alright.
Elevator malfunctioning, Shepard. Need assistance.
I hope the traitor got paid as a traitor deserves. I'm working on it.
Shepard, suspect Cerberus has cut power. Can't progress until you reroute emergency systems. Species 408, the Baron, could provide a novel form of biological warfare with enhanced size and intelligence that could harass hostile civilian populations and minimal cost.
A power conduit must be nearby.
Excellent. Can clear us. Wait! Another Cerberus squad.
Don't let him near the female.
With pleasure.
that.
How are you holding up?
Containment shield weakening. Can't take much more.
I'm not your problem, Commander. You don't know me.
But I'd like to. Hang in there. How many more checkpoints?
Just the landing area. Hope not Rex still waiting.
He has to.
I'll see you up top.
Yeah, that shield's taken more beating than I would have liked. Alright, see you in a bit then, Ross.
Looks clear now.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Shepard, get your ass up here. I can't fly around forever.
The female's on the way up to the landing area.
You pull this off, and I'm making you an
I think we're almost there.
Alright.
Shepard, they found us. Under heavy attack.
This is Phoenix 6. We've got
Appears safe. Need final approval now, Shepard.
Okay, I can't quick save right now. Venom shotgun. Oh no. He died.
Please authorize final release. Can't leave otherwise. Shepard, you must authorize release. Pod then transfers to loading area.
Let's get you out of there.
Stand by for Titanfall.
Shepard, heads up. You've got incoming.
Alright, God mode Garrus, go for it. Kill it.
Shepard, I can't land until you deal with that thing. It's too dangerous. Krogan has been acquired.
Door is damaged. Can't get out.
Stay clear. I've got this.
Protect the Krogan, Shepard. She's vulnerable. Hurry, Shepard. Containment shield failing.
Serious firepower. Maybe we can crack it open. There can be no mission. Still got Cerberus troopers left.
Oh, those guys are small time. I don't worry about them.
Shepard, I think you did it. Looks clear from here. I'm coming in now.
Woohoo! We did it! And nobody important died.
You had me worried there for a minute.
Let's make this quick.
Let's get you out of there.
I can handle myself, Rex.
Women.
Why is Cerberus here? What do you want?
Well, let's not stick around.
Commander, I'm hearing chatter you're brokering a treaty between the Krogan and the Turians.
If I get Krogan boots on Palaven, the Turians promise me their support.
And how does Cerberus get involved?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know. The elusive man is up to something.
Then keep them at bay. I can't overstate what a victory this treaty would be for the Alliance. We'll need all the help we can get.
How's the Prothean device coming?
Alliance R&D has officially begun construction. The team has dubbed it Project Crucible. We're throwing everybody who knows how to hold a hammer.
You can't save Cerberus troops for interrogation. They have They have remotely detonating ocular explosives. Meaning, the second they get captured, their head go boom boom.
Simple as well. We can do this, Shepard. You can do this. Never doubt that.
No, sir.
Good. Hack it out.
And there it is. The Deus Ex Machina. The big fuck you Reaper gun.
You have the female, Rex. A cure for the rest of your people can come later.
That wasn't the deal.
But Palaven needs your reinforcements now. We can't delay.
Unless every Krogan gets the cure, there's no alliance.
Morton, how long will it take to finish a cure?
Need to synthesize base antigen from female. Also requires healthy male Krogan tissue. We'll need a sample.
You're looking at it.
Acceptable. We'll need you to remain aboard Normandy for procedure.
Let's hope the food's gotten better.
So...
Formulating a cure that works for every Krogan sounds like a tall order, Morton. Can you do it?
Of course. Similar to genophage modification project. Working against own alterations this time. Not as simple as garbage DNA blocking attachment sites. We'll need to counteract shutdown of redundant nervous system, adjust neurotransmitter levels.
Got it.
We'll create cure, Shepard. Don't need to worry.
Alright, do what you can, Morton.
Then get started, Morton. And make it quick.
Always do. We'll be in medbay if you'd like to speak more. Eve requires tests.
Eve?
Female's real name unknown. Normandy, a human vessel. Human mythology seemed appropriate under circumstances. Suggest speaking with her. New perspective. Surprising in Krogan.
Now, is there anything else?
There's a small matter concerning a ship we've lost contact with.
What happened?
I'd rather discuss it in private.
Turian problems can't even come close to what I've got.
What is it?
Some of my men went missing. The rest of it we can discuss somewhere else.
I'll find you both in the war room. Just be ready to talk.
Oh my god. Fucking egos. Uh-oh. Alright, Battle of Asgard lost. That's probably means we got more war assets to find. Nobody wins the Pain Olympics, Rex. This is right. Alright, so. Our new priority assignment is priority to Chunka. We've also got the Turian platoon, which we're going to talk with Victus about. And this is Rex's mission. Let's see here. Okay, so we lost some war assets because of the Galactic War that's going on. Alliance 6th Fleet. Reapers quickly moved to take the Asgard system. This is where Eden Prime is. The 7th Fleet engaged the Reapers near Bohr, where the moons and Helium-3 stations provide some cover from enemy fire. They managed to kill several Reaper-class ships before enemy reinforcements forced them to retreat. The fleet is now under orders to avoid engagements and make necessary repairs and lie in wait for future operations. RN7 stuff. STG operatives. Senior members of the Solarian Special Task Group have been transferred to the SSV Isaac Newton. Although officially described as observers, these specialists in infiltration, sabotage, and intelligence gathering have quickly moved into more active roles. After being caught unaware on Sarkesh, STG was quick to respond in force, using their significant resources to begin a counteroffensive against Cerberus. Now with Solarians, the STG Special Task Groups is the Solarian military intelligence. Its agents operate in small cells, specializing in sabotage, espionage, infiltration, and assassination. They favor clandestine strikes that neutralize conflicts before they begin. The STG places emphasis on quick thinking and resourcefulness, as its operatives work in enemy territory with little to no support. Updated. After the attack on Sarkesh, senior STG operatives pressured the Solarian government to allocate assets to a small detachment focused on the Cerberus threat. After the attack on Sarkesh... Oh, it updated twice. I don't know why that was. Major Curie. He made his mark leading the STG that helped Shepard stop Serenet Vermeer, lauded by his peers for decisive leadership under fire. Curie was promoted and decorated with the prestigious Star of Sarkesh. The Major continues to join missions with his men, believing that nothing substitutes for experience, and the best tactical strategies are planned on the battlefield. And then we probably lost some support here. Minor colonial support. Gemini Sigma's colonies have been overrun. Okay. That's not good.
Commander.
You said one of your ships had gone missing?
Crashed, actually. I couldn't speak in front of the Krogan. Our ship went down on Tuchanka. Now they're pinned by an advanced guard of Reapers scouting the planet.
What are your men doing there?
I'm sorry. That's classified. But it's vital they be rescued. They must complete their original mission. It's a matter of galactic peace.
I'll do what I can.
I appreciate your help and understanding.
Your men that crashed on Tuchanka. How many are there?
A platoon.
You said their mission was a matter of galactic peace. Why?
I'm sorry, Commander.
Yep.
As I said, it's highly classified.
That sounds like bullshit.
If you want me to put my ass on the line, I need answers.
I can't tell you. Please understand. The commander is Lieutenant Tarquin Victus. He'll be your contact.
Victus?
My son. I needed someone I could trust completely.
That's all.
Of course, Commander.
Oh boy. As we'll later learn, There's a reason why we need to rescue that crew and have them complete their original mission. There's also a reason why he's trying to do this on the down low. But there's also a reason why he should probably let Rex know what's going on. You know, to facilitate trust.
Hell of a show down there on Sirkesh. Just like the old days, Shepard. Right down to me pulling your ass out of the fire.
I was the one with bullets flying at me.
And I gave you the moral support to dodge them.
Uh-huh. You said one of your squads is missing?
They were scouting out the Rachni relay. We've heard rumors of trouble in the area.
Rachni?
Thought that might get your attention. I have a favor to ask. It's big.
Don't tell me they're back.
All I know for sure is our scouts went silent as soon as they arrived. I've got Aralac Company, my best unit, on standby. You give the word, and they'll meet you there.
I'll see what I can do.
Get on it, Shepard.
How could there be trouble with the Rachni? They were all but extinct. The last queen promised to disappear forever or be destroyed.
I know, I was there.
Not really, Ross.
May not be Rachni, but maybe it is. Could be another invasion. If they're crawling out from under some rock, you know how bad it could get. We need to stop them.
That's it for now, Rex. Let's get back to work.
Anytime. And Shepard, I like what you've done with the Normandy. Got tired of always hanging around the cargo bay before. I still don't have a window like Liara does, but it's progress. Wish I could knock some heads around with you, but duty calls. If the Solarian says my DNA's important, who am I to argue?
Alright, we'll do the rounds.
Solarians have a base on their homeworld secured better.
Nah, they were solid. Cerberus has
Commander, we've got new reports of Cerberus activity on Tuchanka. I've marked it on the galaxy map.
Okay. The Fall of Elysium. Alliance 7th Fleet, 1 carrier, 14 cruisers, 22 frigates. Carrier composition, 80 F-61 Trident fighters, 40 SX-3 interceptors. Losses. Estimate 65% KIA/MIA. 5 cruisers, 8 frigates, 78 fighters, 36 interceptors. Damn. Estimated 2.2% damaged, 1 carrier, 2 interceptors. Enemy assets estimated. Reaper fleet, 10 Sovereign class capital ships, 29 destroyer class ships, 5 non-sentient troop carriers, unknown quantity collector Oculus class fighters. Losses, about 18.5% KIA/MIA, 5 destroyers, 3 troop carriers. Less than 160 fighters, approximately 4.5% damage to destroyers. I mean, I'm impressed they got almost 20% damaged. Report as follows. The Reaper forces arrive in the Petra Nebula without warning. Their force likely arriving from Batarian space. Almost immediately, they destroyed Grissom Academy and advanced towards Elysium. The 7th Fleet, led by the SSV Maxwell, harried the invading force, launching fighter squadrons before withdrawing to the far side of the planet. Shuttles and civilian transports began a desperate attempt to evacuate as many people and supplies as possible. Half the frigates from the 7th Fleet fled towards the planet, feigning a panic withdrawal, which drew the Reapers into the range of Elysium's planetary defense system. The Maxwell's fighter contingent then darted up from the atmosphere, launching a barrage of disruption torpedoes as the Skillian Mark V surface-to-orbit cannons opened fire. The Reaper landing force was severely damaged and several of their ships were destroyed. Although the STO barrage held the invasion line back, a Sovereign-class ship exited FTL in close proximity to the Maxwell, swarming it with a large number of Oculus fighters before engaging its escort cruisers. The escorts were both destroyed, and without its fighter squadrons to provide cover, several Oculi entered the Maxwell's fighter base. As a result, they inflicted severe internal damage before Marine crews could repel the boarders with heavy weapons. The Maxwell's withdrawal and the arrival of several large Reapers caused the fight to turn more desperate. The fighter contingent, unable to refuel or rearm, was left only with short-range armaments. The surface-to-orbit bombardments had ended after the Reapers eliminated most of them with orbital strikes, cratering most of Illyria. At this point, the Alliance fleet was routed away from the planet. Elements of the 103rd Marine Division had already been dispatched to Elysium and were preparing ground defenses. Several ships, most notably the SSV Shanghai and the SSV Adelaide, volunteered to remain behind in order to facilitate covert extractions of the Marines and the surviving fighter crews. The remaining ships successfully escorted the heavily damaged Maxwell to the relay. Boy. Get that.
Commander, nice to see you again.
How are you settling in, Trainer?
I actually feel somewhat useful. It's been challenging to integrate data feeds for the War Summit.
How are the systems holding?
Well, I'm glad we performed stress tests.
Specialist Trainer has been extremely helpful. The accuracy of our war room data is a direct result of her work.
Thank you, Edie. I'm still getting used to all of this. In the lab, we'd hoard everything, piles of tech everywhere. Out here, it's like living out of a shoebox.
You'll be okay.
Life on an active ship always feels crowded at first. You'll get used to it.
Oh, it's not a bad thing. I've got no problems getting cozy. This is wonderful. Back in the lab, we had to hoard because we had no budget. Now, Edie, Ariake Tech uses a proprietary smart processing algorithm that could clean up our long-range data. Can we license it?
We can. Analyzing and applying the upgrade now. The algorithm should reduce long-range strategic combat data analysis time by 3%.
Impressive.
If it means getting the equipment I need, I can quite happily live out of a shoebox.
All right. Let's check your email. Fair info for you. Talk with Cliff. Okay. From Caden. Still in the hospital, but on the feeding solid food again. Goodbye. Okay. Major Curie holding the line. Da, da, da. Yay. Spectre Terminal. Manifest. Equipment manifest. All right.
Krogan and the Turians really should get behind the Alliance. They've got so much in common, like shooting things and not wanting to die. And now that's about it.
It is good you came by. I have questions about the genophage.
Okay.
You and everyone else.
What do you need, Edie?
A Krogan female of breeding age can produce clutches of up to 1,000 fertilized eggs over the course of a year. There are over 1 billion females on Tuchanka. If even 1% become fully fertile, they can birth 10 billion infants.
On Earth, bugs have a lot of young too. Most of them die.
The attrition rate would naturally be high, but the state has an interest in keeping the children alive for warfare purposes.
Any other cheerful thoughts?
Logistics. Even were they to side with us, transporting the Krogan to the battlefields of Palaven could prove difficult. They have been demilitarized. That is, they have no warships.
What do you suggest?
They will need Turian or civilian starships to carry them to battle. With your permission, I will make the necessary calls to have these ships in place for when you deliver the Krogan.
Do it. Anything else?
Food. They will be unable to eat anything on Palaven. They must bring their own or rely on the nutrients in their humps.
This keeps getting better and better.
The Krogan will also require sedatives, since Krogan fight with others of their kind in enclosed spaces such as starships.
Make it happen. Are there any last things you're worried about?
Nothing that demands your attention, Shepard.
Okay, well, that was a lovely thought.
So, bringing the Krogan to a war summit went well? You want me to invite the Batarians too? Or the Vorcha?
I mean, if they'll fight Reapers, sure.
Building alliances is the only way we stand a chance against the Reapers.
Yeah, but the Krogan? I'd feel better if we had a tighter plan, like time travel or teaching the Reapers to love. Still, good to have Morden back. The bad guys shouldn't get the monopoly on mad scientists.
No, we definitely want the Krogan on our side. And if you're 100% upfront with Rex the whole way through, the Krogan will eventually treat humanity as a brother species. Like, they are put on the same level as Krogan and Krogan Ice. Hell, Rex even invites humanity to start living on Tuchanka because of how bad the situation is on Earth. Not much of an upgrade, but alright. Okay. Let's check out my procurement. Okay. F-61 Trident. Okay. Just seeing if I missed anything that I really need. Terran State Arms. Nope. Canal Exports. Nope. Serta. Nope. Casa. I would take the Lancer one just for, you know, looks, but it doesn't give me the thermal thing, so no. Agor. Spectre Rex. Recon Scope. Oh, I might do that one. Helicos. Alright. Assault rifle 9, maybe. Okay.
Wonder what the hell Cerberus was up to on Surkesh.
Probably nothing good.
Shepard, thanks again for being there at the refugee memorial. I feel better. Everything's so much clearer now.
Glad I could help.
Look at all my guns. I love my guns. Okay. Engineering.
interested in my people, Asari.
Protheans are always an enigma, a mystery to solve. I wanted to know what happened to your civilization. Why did such an enlightened race disappear?
Enlightened?
Well, it seemed that way.
And now that I am here,
I wonder what it's like waking up 50,000 years later to a new galaxy.
I believe this cycle cares too much about what other species think. Krogan, Turian, Solarian, all were primitives in my time. What good does their help do now?
We can't win this war on our own.
Then demand their help. Do not indulge their selfish requests. What will saving one Krogan matter?
If only it were that simple.
If they get in your way, destroy them.
Excuse me?
I apologize. The previous occupant of this room left traces of himself. I have absorbed some of them.
Yes, Grunt. He was a strong one.
Yeah, no
Maybe
kidding.
It's best if I let you recover.
Your connection. Yeah, I totally get it, Ross. But yeah, Javik, these races might have been primitive when you were in your cycle, but there's an old saying from Earth. You go to the war with the army you got. And all you've got right now are primitives. Good luck.
Did I mention Solarians used to lick their eyes?
Grunt will meet later. Same with Legion.
Asked if he could dissect me. I approved, but only
We'll also meet Tally later.
his reply was problematic. Then he left. I do not understand that one.
So, Gabby, have you seen Edie's new body?
Oh, I knew this was coming.
I just mean, it's an amazing work of engineering. Elastic titanium silicon polymers, ultra-light harmonic phased power cells. And if she ever accidentally walks into a wall, there's just so much padding.
Ugh, I knew it.
Wish I...
You pretty much are, Kenneth.
One of these days I'll figure it out. Okay.
It will. Although I'd be interested to learn how you found out about it.
Wasn't that hard. Lucky you keep its location more secret than the fact it exists.
And I'm sure you'll do a good job of both, being so famous for your discretion.
My lips are sealed.
Thanks for coming by.
Alright, you got nothing to say. Fair enough. Bum, 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 bum.
Shepard, they say female Krogan have a thing for guys with scars.
So I've heard.
I've got a few, myself. Here's hoping nobody's planning an arranged marriage to cement this deal. Though I have to say, I admire Eve. The things she must have endured living with the Genophage. And now, to top it all off, she's her people's last hope. Imagine the pressure. Takes real courage to face that. I hope we can measure up.
You being you, you'd probably be more interested in Edie as well. Or Edie's, well, personality. No matter how sexy you might be. I mean, if we're just going by straight looks, I'd have to say the female character in this game that looks the best, just pure looks. Well, I'd like to say Tally, but I don't know what her face actually looks like. I mean, we have a picture of her without the mask, finally, but, it doesn't show everything, so I can't make a judgment. I'd have to say I like Trainer looks the best. Personality-wise, it's Tally all the way. But I am a sucker for adorkable, and Tally is the most adorkable character in this game.
I can't imagine anything so traumatic. You sure you're okay, Karen?
I wouldn't wish a collector abduction on my worst enemy. But it's behind me now. I'm fine. But it makes me think of Earth and all the other Reaper-occupied worlds. What are the Reapers doing to the people who live on all those worlds? As we sit here, enjoying our coffee. How many souls are in agony this very moment? Millions? Billions? Oh, Greg. I lied. I'm not fine.
Chalkquest, you're gonna have to block it out. There's nothing you can do about it. Or, you're doing the best thing you can do right now, and that's supporting the Normandy's mission. You're the tip of the spear, but you can't save everyone.
Hello, Commander.
Everything okay in the med bay?
Yes, Morden would just like some space to work with Eve.
He kicked you out?
Oh no, I just felt I was getting in his way. I'll return when I'm needed.
Alright, well.
Aware Krogan females find scars attractive. Garrett's loyal, reasonably intelligent, bit aggressive, almost like Krogan.
For the third time, Doctor, I'm not interested.
Ah, Shepard. We were just...
Are you okay?
I'm fine, Rex. You can relax.
Can't be too careful, or put any faith in Solarian doctors.
This one is different.
Is he? What's that?
Simple blood test.
What kind?
Kind that ends the genophage. Shepard, please. Distraction's counterproductive, also affecting comfort of patient.
He's trustworthy, Rex.
He was your inside source, Rex. You can trust him.
Solarians have minds like a maze. You never know when they're leading you into a trap.
Trap? Eve's release my doing. Would never have known about her if not for me.
That was then. But she's out now. And if she gets hurt, I'll feel it.
Understand, but my patient, my responsibility. Her welfare a priority. Will not allow her to be compromised by anyone.
You got a quad, Doctor. Keep her safe. Our females have endured enough.
Don't forget, still need your tissue sample.
I'll be back.
Yeah, Rex
Common phobia.
actually respects Morden. Because Morden stood his ground. He's like,
Prefer females of the species.
He's like, I will protect my patient from anyone, even you.
Entire catalyzing process. Severe neurological damage. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Method to extract functional fuel without killing.
Which to Rex is like, damn. All right, he got balls.
Do it out loud?
Yes.
Good man, Morden.
Yourself think, simulate conversation to promote new ideas, maximize productivity.
But you're talking about me dying.
Oh, apologies. Medical details causing emotional distress. I hadn't considered effect on patient.
No, it just means I can't sleep.
Doing my best to keep you alive. Will avoid sensitive subjects.
Huh.
Shepard, blood work complete. Indicates significant stress on Eve's system. Malin's data thorough. Fortunately detailed as well. Have used notes to improve her condition.
Yep. World War II medics. While they didn't normally fight, they would do whatever they needed to protect their patients. Pass the morphine, then the ammunition.
Have you determined why she's immune?
Genophage targeted hormone production during pregnancy. Modification project used same modality. Her immunity totally different. Targeted glands now obsolete, like human appendix. Other glands mutated to produce proper hormones, enable viable birth. Also explains her weakness. Gland substitution imperfect. Health trouble.
You think you can make this work for all Krogan?
Yes. We'll use Eve's tissue to produce mutagen, alter gland function across entire species. Must improve mutagen as well, tune hormone production. Long-term illness for all Krogan otherwise.
So, we did the right thing by saving the data?
Indeed. Would be much harder to treat Eve without it. Maybe impossible.
And all those experiments we saw back on Tuchanka?
Monstrous, repulsive, but now with purpose. Victims didn't die for nothing.
And I bring this up almost every time, but the whole Malin's data thing is supposed to be an analogy to mid-century German and mid-century Japanese experiments on their POWs / other undesirables. Their words, not mine. And how it's tainted research and that we shouldn't use it. Well, a couple things that make this different. One, Malin's data is actually scientifically viable. His ethics weren't, but as Morden is showing, without his data, the cure probably wouldn't be as easy to maintain. And in fact, without saving Malin's data, Eve will die. So you lose out on some more assets there. And two, the way Morden and the way I kind of see it is if the research will lead to saving lives, why would you let the lives lost in order to obtain it go to waste? Why would you let them die in vain? My favorite analogy of it actually comes from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where Pride is attacking Al and Dr. Marco, and Al can't fight against Pride, so Marco hands him the Philosopher's Stone. Now, the Philosopher's Stone, for those of you who don't know, they contain the souls of those sacrificed to make it. And you can expend those souls to essentially perform alchemy with bypassing the law of equivalent exchange. And once Ed and Al discovered that, they're like, we're never using a Philosopher's Stone again. Or we're not even going to use it at all. And when Alphonse brought that up, Dr. Marco, being one of the people that was forced to make these things, was like, yeah, but don't you think that the souls that are trapped in this stone would want to fight against the people that did this to them? Don't let their lives be in vain. Let them fight. And so he does it. So the female Krogan that perished in Malin's experiments would probably want their sacrifice not to go to waste. If their deaths meant the survival of the Krogan species, they would be okay with it. That's what they wanted. Because keep in mind, all these Krogan females were volunteers. So, yeah. Keep the data, no matter what.
So the end justifies the means?
Not my means.
But you're using the data, encouraging more experiments like Malin's.
Encouragement irrelevant. Will always be scientists willing to perform unethical tests. Can't change that. But can help Eve. Can cure genophage. Won't ignore data vital to her survival because of unethical origins.
Yeah, that's another point. There will always be monsters that are willing to play God and do horrendous things. But if you can turn that perversion that they left into something good, why wouldn't you?
Any word on Malin himself?
No. Ordered teams to search for him when trying to help Eve. Nothing so far. Large galaxy. Lots of places to hide. Could already be dead for all we know. Would kill him now if possible. Unless he could help.
How is she doing?
No fever currently. Heart rate elevated. Likely stress. Eating appropriately. Could use another blanket. Something soft. Prefer to let her recover fully before synthesizing cure. My medical recommendation.
My people don't have time for that.
Her opinion, somewhat different.
You care about her.
My patient. My responsibility. Found her at STG base. 3 doctors injured trying to restrain her. Undid arm restraints. Didn't resist when she grabbed me. Promised to help her. She said, please.
You've always defended your genophage work. What changed your mind?
Never change mind. Genophage proper decision at time. New circumstances necessitate course correction.
Those circumstances being?
Reaper invasion. Turians doomed without Krogan support. Krogan need unified threat. Outlet for aggression. Cooperative symbiosis.
I mean, he's not wrong. Until Rex and Eve can, direct the Krogan into a more societally acceptable integration with the Citadel races, giving them giant omnicidal monsters to unleash their aggression on is perfect.
Nothing else? No personal stake here?
Getting old, Shepard. Not many years left, but still best candidate for project. Few Solarian scientists interested in genophage. None with my expertise. Had to be me.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong?
Possibly. Stakes too high for inexperience. But not about them. My work. My job to put it right. To prove I can.
See, Morden... Well, he says that his work on the genophage, or to modify the genophage, was correct at the time. Deep down, he knows he's wrong. Deep down, the reason, or his reason for doing this is because back in Mass Effect 2, Shepard proved he was wrong. And so now he's trying to atone with the little time he has left.
Nice talking with you, Morden.
Thank you, Shepard. Glad to be back.
You planning to stick around when this is over?
Until Reaper's dealt with, at least. Then, not sure. Haven't made impact on Galaxy. Genophage modification, genophage cure, work against collectors, decisions, mistakes. Might go somewhere sunny, sit on beach, look at ocean, collect seashells.
You'd go crazy inside an hour.
Might run tests on the seashells.
Yeah, Solarians have an average lifespan of 40 years. I believe Morden is 38. So he is well into his twilight years.
Thank you for saving my life, Commander. I didn't think the Krogan had any allies left in the galaxy.
We owe a lot to you, even if most people have forgotten that.
They can be forgiven. Our actions have hardly inspired friendship.
Part of being friends is knowing each other's name. I feel bad that I don't know yours.
I surrendered it the day I became a shaman of the female clan. I belong to my sisters now. But perhaps one day, when this is over, you can know it.
How did you get involved in Malin's experiments?
The other females and I volunteered. We heard Malin was trying to cure the genophage for Clan Weirlock.
Aren't they a rival clan?
Rivalries are the invention of the males. Under their rule, Tachanka has laid in ruins for over 1,000 years. It's time females took back our place in society and resurrected our future. Malin was our best hope.
Was it worth it?
Would you go to Malin again?
Absolutely. It only takes one candle to light a fire, and then the darkness is no more.
I'm sorry none of the other females survived.
I know. The youngest one, Kern, was the last to go. But she knew she would enter the void free of this curse, and then smile when she looked down upon the children of Tachanka. Her spirit will be the midwife to my firstborn.
I found Malin's lab. It looked like a dungeon. His experiments were brutal.
We learned that too late. He meant well, but his methods grew more barbaric as he went. We finally escaped into the rubble. Eventually, a Solarian team found us. They saved our lives. We were so sick.
Oh yeah. They have a lot of conviction.
What do you think of Rex?
When he's not trying to sire half of Tachanka, he's the best thing that's happened to the Krogan. But I won't tell him that. His head's big enough already. Literally.
He's turned into a strong leader.
I know in his heart Rex wants what's best for us. Though not all the other clans see it that way.
Other clans?
Why would the other clans give Rex trouble? You'd think they'd want a better future.
It's not in the nature of our males to cooperate. They've evolved to be selfish. Their only concern is survival. Rex is different. He's a mutant. And that you can tell him.
Will he seek revenge?
Do you think Rex will want revenge for the genophage?
Some clans will expect it, but I hope Rex resists. He understands the cycle of violence must end if Krogan are ever to have a voice in galactic politics. Still, he's just one Krogan. If enough clans demand it, he may not be able to stop them.
Alright,
If you don't mind me asking, what's it been like living with the genophage?
I knew sisters who couldn't bear the shame of being infertile. They would wander off into the wastelands, hoping a thresher maw would kill them and end their torment.
Did the thought ever cross your mind?
Yes. After my first stillborn.
So what stopped you?
What kept you from ending your own life?
When my child didn't draw breath, that's when my life truly began. The genophage forces us to live on hope alone. There is nothing else. There is no reason to exist other than the hope that the next day will bring change. And if it doesn't, there is always the next.
How do you think things will change after the genophage is cured?
Our species will find its balance again. Females will help shape the future, like in the ancient days, before we were just pawns of power-hungry males.
Most seem hell-bent on shooting anything that looks at them wrong.
What else is there for them to do? Because of the genophage, they've become wandering killers, seeking targets to justify their existence, excuses to earn them honor.
Morden.
How has Morden been treating you?
Better than Krogan males do. He's not like a typical Solarian.
No. Organ redundancy results in new period before metaphase. Can't alter that. Damage to telomeres, premature aging.
He does that.
But I sense pain in him too. He told me about his work on the genophage. I should consider him an enemy. Yet I think seeing my sisters and I changed something in him.
Sorry, Borgia, offspring have an allergy to dairy and...
Well, it wasn't his ear. Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander. I've only met a few humans in my time. I'm glad for the opportunity.
Okay. Probably gonna go ahead and call it a stream. Let's do one because it's been 2 hours and I've got some things to do before this evening because D&D. So we'll end here. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun. Tomorrow, first stream will be Final Fantasy X-2. We're mainly going to be level grinding a little bit, and then we'll try and get that last LeBlanc Syndicate uniform. Then in the evening, the second stream, we will start a from-scratch campaign of Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies. Then in Wednesday in RoboCop, we're going to go down to the correctional facility to interrogate Wendell Antonowski to find out his OCP connections. And there totally won't be a prison riot. At all. Then Wednesday night, the Floof crew and I will do the 2 DLC missions in Sniper Elite Resistance. Then Thursday, the Aircraft Showcase, having finished Ace Combat 6, we'll move on to Ace Combat 7. We're going to be looking at American aircraft first. So we'll probably start with the F-104. I have not played Hotline Miami or Miami 2. So no. Friday, in Dragon Age, we're going to go to the Brazilian forest to try and recruit the Dalish. Also Friday in Batman Arkham City, we're going to infiltrate the industrial complex to the steel mill to try and steal back the cure from Joker. And then Saturday in Cyberpunk, we move on to David Martinez's stomping grounds of Santo Domingo as we try and clear it of all the side quests, NCPD alerts, and side jobs. And then next week in Mass Effect 3, we're going to head to Benning, head to the Attican Traverse, and then head to the Citadel. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun. And I will see you guys tomorrow in Final Fantasy X-2. Have a great week.